Hey guys, in today's video I want to discuss women's fake up, aka makeup, and how deceiving and manipulating it is for women to use fake up in order to attract gullible men. Fake up is a privilege if you think about it. A woman can cover her ugly looks, pimples and blemishes with fake up, and she can wear high heels to look tall if she's a fucking short ass. Yet men have to live with their ugly looks and lack of height. What's even more annoying is that fake up is considered a normal part of every woman, i.e. deceiving men is apparently okay in our society. What would happen if a man did the following? Why not tell the next woman you meet that you drive a Ferrari, live in a mansion and own a luxury yacht? When she asks to go for a drive in your imaginary Ferrari, say that your car is getting repaired, your mansion is off bounds as being sprayed for termites, and that your yacht is actually being renovated. I will bet any money that the gold digging cunt will vanish in a flash. Yet as a man, when we first see the girl we're pumping and hopefully dumping without makeup, we're meant to ignore her imperfections and carry on like nothing is wrong. And with the rise of feminism, women are getting uglier, fatter and bitchier. Is it any wonder that more and more men are going MGTOW? It's a well-known fact that ugly and financially poor men are much more likely to be accused of being creepy than rich ugly men. Women generally regard unattractive poor men as second-class citizens and vermin. When a woman puts on that fake up and that skimpy short dress to impress average-looking or even ugly rich men out there, the last thing she wants is for ugly poor men to notice and approach her. In fact, any attention from ugly poor men makes them feel abused, while similar attention from good-looking men, or even better, very rich and wealthy men, would have the opposite effect. If an ugly poor guy should manage to pick them up and sleep with them, then there's a very high likelihood of regret followed by a possible rape charge. Men who are broke financially and who got hit with an added bonus of an ugly stick will always be socially disadvantaged and undermined with women. It's only when men come into acquiring great riches in form of money, and lots of it, that women suddenly change their perception, and that short, fat, balding man with a big fat wallet, a Ferrari and a house in the Hollywood Hills is no longer ugly and creepy, but is cute and adorable and somewhat sexy. Money, and lots of it, can make any man appear attractive in the eyes of most women. So in the end, women rely on makeup, high heels and skimpy clothes to make themselves attractive, while men rely on money and power. As I said before, you can be the shortest, fattest and ugliest man out there, but if you have lots of money and power, women will flock to you as if you're a Justin Bieber at an all-girl high school. Oh, and for any women watching this, it's pretty damn simple to look attractive for a man. All it takes is a slim figure and tons of makeup, which preferably you never take off in our presence. And we could not give a slightest of fucks about your fingernails, what color you paint them, or how long they are. There is nothing more revolting than seeing a fat chick with long pink fingernails. Men do not give a fuck about your fingernails. We also do not care if you have piercings in your eyebrows, in your nose or on your lips. The same goes for that purple, green or blue hair color. If we wanted to fuck a clown, we wouldn't waste our time on you. Lastly, I think the issue here is that sexual market value to a woman is critical. What they're doing is artificially increasing their sexual market value by making out that they're far more attractive than they really are. Women expect men to have good bodies and be good looking, which takes hard work on a daily basis and good genes. Any woman who is average looking at best can make herself into a 7 or an 8 by wearing the right sexy clothes, fake up and doing her hair. They can even to some extent get away with being chubby if they wear the right type of shapewear, control underwear. The biggest issue is that they're only interested in the top 20% of successful, rich and good looking men, when in reality they're not actually that hot themselves and are deceiving men on a grand scale. Can you imagine the feminists losing their shit and causing an uproar if there was a vest developed for men that made it look like you had bulging muscles and lean abs? Women would be crying about how they've been deceived. However, it is quite okay for them to wear a bra that gives them nice looking breasts and tight control underwear that shrinks the size of their saggy ass. Of course it's deception. Most women are simply not attractive, and certainly not so attractive that somehow 80% of men are ugly in comparison to them. Without makeup, most men are not going to be drooling over most women. When you see a woman without makeup, it's actually pretty funny. A lot of women have bad skin with acne and odd facial features, and this is without all the high heels and shapewear clothing women rely on. Women don't suddenly become ugly after marriage, they were always ugly. In our society, men are held to an impossible standard. You need to have perfect skin, be a perfect height, have bulging muscles and have perfect hair and so on. It's unrealistic, but since women cheat for themselves, they feel they can make the demand of men. And even with women cheating, in the media it's even worse. Airbrushing and endless tactics to make them look better than they really are. Although it's done for men also, in real life most of those male movie stars are manginas. So I say fuck this gold digging, divorce loving, ugly as fuck, fake up wearing cunts. And I will leave you with an interesting story of what one man did in China when his wife hid the fact that she was an ugly woman underneath all that plastic surgery and fake up.
A Chinese man has won a court fight against his wife after suing her for being ugly. Jian Feng filed a lawsuit after his wife gave birth to what he says was an ugly baby, saying their daughter did not look like either one of them. After he accused her of cheating, she admitted to spending $100,000 on plastic surgery before she got married. This is the before and after pictures. That's when he filed for divorce, saying she deceived him and convinced him to marry her under false pretenses. Well, the judge agreed and awarded him $120,000.
Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day.
Thanks for watching this fake as fuck fake up video, guys. Give it a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe and comment, and please don't forget to support my channel. You will find more info in the video description. Cheers.